have no idea how much better and stronger you could be. Everyone tells you, grind hard, you would be exponentially stronger if you were to stop doing that. You might think, I need this. Strong. How much better could you have been? Could you still be if you were kinder to yourself? And you know why I know this? Because I've been that person. I haven't banished it. It's still there. I had to learn to be easier and be kinder to myself. I'm actually going to perform better. Such a sick lie that is propagated by people telling you this is how you get there, but they're wrong. You do not need to have awards to feel good about your skill level. Period. If your goal is, I grind so that I can feel better because I become strong later on, and that's when I get to feel good, that's when I get to feel validated, you're chasing a ghost. A lot of fighting game players, we think I will get stronger and I will eventually no longer feel bad about myself as a player, about my skill level, how my peers see me, how I see myself. It's a lie, okay? It's a bullshit lie. You can win EVO, you can win a major, you can win multiple majors, you can be the best in the world and you'll still feel like that. In the FGC, we're constantly calling each other trash. And the only reason that can hit is because you, as the player, don't feel like you've earned the right to feel good about what you've achieved, what you've done. The way you feel right now is the way you're going to feel forever at this activity. If you continue to go about it the way you're going about it right now. So if you feel good about it, great, you're going to feel good the rest of the time. It's not going to get worse. If you feel like crap right now because of how you're approaching it, thinking that, well, when I get good, I'm not going to feel like this anymore. You're wrong, because you're going to still feel like the idea that I'm going through a temporary pain, being hard on myself now, saying I'm the game, I'm horrible, this sucks, I'll never be better. I'm not hard on myself and say you're gonna be until you learn to block and punish these fuckers. Like, do it. If you do that to yourself, thinking, okay, I'll get to the promised land, well, that'll just not be the case. I won't have to push myself like that anymore. But what you're not seeing is that when you get stronger, there's new stuff. That's part of the human experience. We always kind of want more. Whatever we are, whatever we have, we become acclimated to. It no longer feels good anymore. You'll have a new thing to push toward. I'm telling you, I'm on the other side. I've gotten multiple things. It's a lie. You have to know you're enough. You don't have to associate your worth as a player, as a person, as a human being with your skill. So when you see those points go down, who cares? Is it frustrating? Yes. But in perspective, it doesn't make your worth as a human, as a person, decrease. And that's where the problem comes in, where you're like, well, who am I outside of this game? Who am I outside of my skill? Who am I without these wins? Do I even matter? Does any of this matter if I'm not winning, not getting awards, when I'm not the best? Even when you are the best, you still won't feel like the best. Even if it doesn't feel good in the moment, recognizing your wins as wins consistently is huge. And I'm saying to protect yourself from folks who don't understand this. Because the folks who don't will push back on you, will try to drag you down with them, and will experience your not going with them to that dark place as a negative quality on you. And that's how you know who not to hang around with. I'm not telling you to do something that's super easy. There's a reason why people don't do it, because it's hard. Like, it's not easy. Why fighting games are extra stressful? Well, this isn't unique to fighting games. I've dealt with this multiple times. Every time I've had to deal with the consequences of it. When I was younger, before I put two and two together, I thought you had to just grind yourself to the dirt. That was secrets to greatness. Just grind harder. I was legit a workaholic. All I did was work, study, and play video games. I got really good at those things. Eventually, my body gave out, and I physically couldn't play games. I couldn't write. I couldn't work. I couldn't think. Like, it was really bad, and I had to learn to take care of myself. You have to divorce yourself, your success in the game, from your worth. You are not your achievement. Your achievements can feel good, but you, without them, are allowed to feel good regardless. We give each other imposter syndrome. Wait, nothing. You can't be so-and-so. Who are you? I've heard that my entire fighting game career. Only in the last 5 years have I stopped hearing that. All these ways to discount victories and achievement. I stopped caring about what those folks said, about wanting to get their approval, to feel good about myself when they're challenging your ability to feel good. I'm not going to listen to you. You're a scrub. You haven't won anything. You haven't done anything. Fight them back. You internally have to know you're good. It's not about being good at the game. And here's what's tricky about that. When other people see that you know you're good, regardless of what your actual skill level is, you don't have any trophies behind you. Who are you to think you're good? Why do you think you're so good? How do you know you're so good? What they're really angry about is that you've uncovered the secret. You didn't buy into the lie. You're not allowed to feel good about your play until you have XYZ amount of award. If you wait your entire fighting career beating yourself up and then you finally get a win, you think you can give yourself flowers then? You think it was worth it? And by the way, it's only one day. It's only one moment. You might lose afterward. And now what? You're going to say you're not good anymore? What happened? And oftentimes those players are people who don't have them either. So they have no idea. If other areas of our lives aren't kind of put together, then these things become harder to do. If work isn't going well, love life isn't going like you'd like it to, your family isn't going well as you want to, your friends aren't going well as you want them to, that's when you're in a bad spot. And it probably means take care of those things. Typically, I find when those areas aren't taken care of as well, or I'm not feeling as good about those parts of my life, is when I start to overvalue achievements and awards and accolades. And I still care about those things. I don't not care about them. I still achieve. I still go for them. I still want to win stuff. Love it. Feels good. Does feel good. But I don't withhold the good feeling anymore. I'm allowed to feel good without the achievement. It's fine to have goals. The thing is, if you get twisted in thinking, once I get this goal, I'll be happy now. What I'm encouraging fighting game players to do is to not be so hard on yourself and on ourselves. I've won multiple events. I've won major events, top 3 most things I go to, top 2 most of the time. It doesn't go away. That good feeling you get from winning is very fleeting. It lasts just like for a hot minute and it's gone. And yeah, always gonna win. The process of gaining skill at our fighting games we love to play, that process is what you have to love. Not the skill, the process that we all go into to become good. That's where your enjoyment needs to come from. You should feel good when you block something that you've been training against and you successfully punish it. You should feel good about that. You should feel just as good about that as you do when you win a major. It's about the process of getting better, which involves micro improvement. Like, that's part of the fun for me. The joy of discovery, of learning the game. Some people just like playing the game. I'm not that person. I personally enjoy the constantly growing. If you're in the chat or if you're like, in the comments, tell me. Maybe you're that person. I agree with you. First, Tekken, got to God, and I still don't feel good. You literally will never feel good. If you getting good or feeling good is contingent on external reward, I'll feel even better with them. I don't say to myself, I don't get to feel good until after I gotten that thing. That's not how that works. I feel good all along the route because you need that to keep going. That's what makes you great, because when you feel good doing little things, then you can keep pushing. But you're not grinding, you're pushing. Pushing and grinding are not the same thing. You're in flow. Guys, this is fun. I'm loving this. I'm beating ass. I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm stronger. That feels amazing. That feels great. Keeps you going. Keeps you motivated. If you're just beating yourself up, that's your motivation. It's a whip. They're going to be damaged and hurt by the time you get to the side. And I'm very particular about the players I like to quit. If they're a little too judgy, I'm like, and some folks don't know it. Like, they don't understand. They don't know they're like that. It just kind of flies out of them. I'm like, okay, we're not going to do this anymore, basically, because it'll hurt me too. Like, I'll feel bad too. If a homie is doing that brain war stuff, I'm like, nope, not interested. Get out of here. Don't need any of that, because it will hurt you. If you hang around folks that think like that and you're trying to not, it's going to be goddamn near impossible to do it. It's too hard. You need to limit your contact with those kinds of folks. And that's why I'm saying you want to surround yourself with folks who are basically non-toxic themselves. Because that's what it is. It's self-directed toxicity. We do this to ourselves too. Brainworms that we have, we also give to each other. So it becomes a conglomerate of nastiness. If you don't feel good about what you're doing now, you're not going to feel good about it later. There's always more. There's always more to learn. There's always more to do. So if you're withholding from yourself the joy because you haven't achieved enough, I have a really sad story to tell. You're never going to be able to feel joy. That's never going to happen. If you're playing the game to feel good about yourself, to validate yourself, to say, if I'm not good at this game, then I don't really matter. You're only worth how strong you are in the game. And there are a ton of people who feel that way. You can see it all up and down Twitter. It's rampant. And it makes sense. I'm not saying it's like illogical to feel that way. I'm just saying it's inaccurate. When everyone tells you, you gotta push hard, you gotta grind hard, grind mindset, is there a place for it? Sometimes, yes. Again, in moderation. You're not your best you when you're constantly grinding yourself to the dirt. You might even be like, well, I've always grinded myself really hard. I've always been really hard on myself, and that's how I've done so well. What you might be missing if you didn't use that approach, if you were kinder to yourself, you were softer to yourself, if you gave yourself more validation along the way, how much better could you have been? Could you still be if you were to stop this toxic fuel for your success and change it for a more sustainable way? Won't require you to take a year off or retire from playing your fighting games because you don't know how to balance, how to say to myself, all right, I'm getting too angry today, I'm going to stop playing. Or I'm getting too frustrated today, I'm going to stop playing. When every experience you have with the game you play, with your community, with whatever it is, ultimately becomes negative because you're so worn out. You don't even see it. You don't even know you're that worn out because you've never been rejuvenated. You have no idea how much better and stronger you could be as a person, as a human being, if you've never actually allowed yourself to recover. You're like a gym goer who just hits biceps all day, every day, and takes no rest days, and eats no food, and gets no fuel, and doesn't sleep. That's you. That's what you're doing to yourself. And you're thinking, I'm going to do better because of this. And the world tells you to do that. Society tells you to do that. It's wrong. It's not accurate. It's highly inefficient, highly ineffective. You need to rest. rest. And what makes it hard is that what you need, how much rest you need, is tailored to you. So you have to know yourself and be honest with yourself. Are you trying as hard as you could? And if you're not, why aren't you? Is it because you're tired? Because you need to rest up? Maybe you need to spend time with your family? Maybe you need to spend time doing other things like watching TV? Maybe that's what you do to relax? Going to the gym or working out or hanging out with friends or doing things not playing the game for a little bit? Are you burning yourself out? You're not going to be strong when you're burning yourself out. If you are strong and you are burning yourself out, you would be stronger if you didn't do that. If you're already strong, you would be exponentially stronger if you were to stop doing that. You might think you wouldn't. You might think to yourself, I need this. If I stop doing this, I'm going to fall apart. I'm going to lose everything I've gotten. I'm not going to be as good anymore. I'm going to get rusty. I'm going to get this, that, whatever it is. And you know why I know this? Because I've been that person. That's been me. I still have to fight that little inner demon and gremlin inside. It's not, I haven't banished it. It's still there. I just know it's wrong. I've seen the consequence from it. So I know what happened. I start to hurt. Physically, I start to hurt. That's how I know. Okay, you're going too hard. You need to calm down. Those who are watching me play today, during the sets, there were times where I said, Ricky, calm down, calm down. In those moments, I was getting really mad at myself for not doing the things that I knew how to do. Like, I know how to do that, but you're not doing it. You dumb. Why aren't you doing the thing? That's the toxic feeling I'm talking about. Don't use that. When you see it come up, be compassionate to yourself. It's okay. You'll get it later. It's fine. Move on, move on. If you're like, I have to train today, I didn't practice today because I dropped the combo, I dropped the punish, I dropped whatever it is. I didn't do as well in this event as I wanted to. And then you start telling yourself you're ass, you're horrible, you're not good. Be kind and gentle to yourself. I can be like, damn, I dropped that thing, or I didn't do it, or I kind of didn't do this or that. I got close though. I kind of got there, but I missed this hole. I was on the right track. That's really, really important. When I'm saying to myself, I was on the right track, right? Like this line of thinking wasn't ridiculous. Like I was cooking. I just didn't execute properly. Well, I had the right idea. That's important because that's validating yourself. That's validating your worth as an individual, as a thinker, as a skilled player, as a human being. Instead of saying, why would you ever do that? That doesn't feel very good, does it? Opposed to, you had the right idea, you just missed this, and this. If you did this, you would have gotten it. Would have worked. Always try to go with what you've done. This is what I thought to do. Given that I was going to do this, how could I have done that better? How could this have worked? Well, where did I miss? And that'll help you find the gap. So not only does not self-flagellation make you feel better, it actually is a more effective strategy. You'll get better faster. When you flagellate yourself for doing the wrong thing all the time, then you're motivated by fear. If I don't do this right, I'm going to feel like crap because it'll mean I'm crap. As opposed to, if I don't do this right, I need to figure out, okay, what did I miss? Where was the error? As opposed to, you're just horrible, you're a terrible person. You shouldn't even try anymore. You should just stop playing. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve better than that. You're worth more than that. Take care of yourself. You'll be far stronger for it. And you'll have a better life.